You wake up and you honestly think you had a nightmare of losing a child. And then you walk around the house and you know that you're in a nightmare. Because you don't hear that cry. You don't have to feed that baby. You get in your car and you look in your mirror and you don't see that car seat that should have been there.
At the moment they hear that maybe their baby isn't going to live, or they're going to have to carry to term and that baby's not going to live, or the baby suddenly dies, that they need to know that that matters. I remember walking down a hallway and seeing a mother digging through a bucket or a laundry basket of donated clothing after she had been told her baby was dying. There was nothing dignified about that moment. And I was horrified, and I could only think about what that would be like if we were, as adults, we would never do that. We spend time selecting the garment that our loved one is going to be buried in. It's their last time to be dressed, and it's an act of reverence and love and respect in the choosing of that. And so I knew right then that that was not okay.
Cinderella dressed up for a ball. Sleeping Beauty was all dressed up. Why not dress her up to meet God Almighty, the Creator?
I felt like somebody needed to do something. And so I called my mother and I said, let's take my wedding gown and make bereavement gowns for families. And it was supposed to just be small and local in that hospital. And that's not what happened.
I remember going out and shooting the story and walking out and looking at my photographer, and he said, this is a really good story. And we both knew that it was very special, very special. And you don't often walk out of stories knowing that you've got something that's really special. I thought it was a beautiful gesture to be able to donate your wedding gown and have this object that you had cherished on your most important day become something that could help provide hope and healing for somebody on their absolute worst day. The story aired on Friday night, and usually a story airs on Friday night and it's just done, but it ignited Facebook. The operators were swamped with calls on Monday morning, and people just started showing up. They came in droves. I think we had something like 8,000 gowns.
The weeks following the story airing were overwhelming. Never in my wildest dreams would I have ever anticipated this kind of reaction to this story.
Janet St. James came on and told the story about the Helping Hands Angel Gown program, and my jaw just dropped. And I'm watching this program on TV and rocking my grandson. It was like, oh my gosh, you know, I have to do this.
Both of my children were NICU babies, and I also have lost a child. So it just talked to my heart.
The best of human nature came forward, and we were inundated with phone calls and emails. How can I help? I want to help. I have a gown. I can sew. Can I come help open a box? Can I break down a box? We had men and women of all different ages, all different walks of life, all different ethnic backgrounds, socioeconomic statuses. It was amazing to look in this dirty, dusty, very large warehouse and see all of these people coming together for a common goal, everybody in shock about what was happening, but sharing in that moment.
It opened this dialogue of being able to face death with grace and help people move beyond that moment. Because even in the face of death, life goes on, and it's how you're going to help those people go on. And I really think that a lot of people started thinking about it and talking about it, and knowing that you could help somebody with that. You can help somebody with that.
This organization was just a stepping stone to finding out we're not even alone. And not only are we not alone, but there's people out there that are willing to sacrifice their time and give love to people they'll never meet.
There are people out there who care about them, that their baby's life, and they matter, that we do hold them up in our hearts and our hands and honor them with our creativity, with our love. And they're not alone.
We might not ever get to meet the lady that made Graceland's dress. I hope one day we do. But I can only imagine that when she was making that dress, she did it out of a mother's love.
While it seems really hopeless and dark, I think that the gown signifies that there are people all over the world, all over our country, that don't want you to feel alone. And there's hope in that.
I'll never get a first birthday, or the first day of school, or a father-daughter's dance. I'll never get to give her a kiss, go to prom, see her graduate, see her get married, or have her first child. And so for me, that dress was all those wrapped up in one. For just a moment, I got that gift. So when I was putting it on her, I envisioned her saying, "Daddy, how do I look? Oh, Daddy, I love you. Oh, Daddy, he's a man like you." And for that moment, that dress gave me those memories.